30. Yep, today.
Yeah, you got 30
catch a
what?
flight.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. So I made it. I pulled off the St. Vincent College campus at 2:56. And I'm thinking, I can do this. Yeah.
What?
I can do this.
Legally or illegally?
Comme si, comme ça, as the French say.
Hey, man. That's moving swiftly. That's all we'll say. Well, efficiently, DK.
Efficiently. And, I did, for the most part, stay in the right lane. When other people were speeding, I just followed the trend.
Just go with the flow of traffic is what you're saying.
But I did it.
But you did it. And you know what? With that, you want to start this show because I could tell you, like, traveling through Greensburg, isn't that it? Greensburg?
It's exhausting. Yeah.
That's the one that gets you, or the one where Terrell Pryor's from. Where is he from also?
Jeanette. Jeanette. Greensburg and Jeanette are the two that are, because you just slow down. You sit at a red light for 7 minutes. The ride, if only there was an access to an interstate for St. Vincent, but
before then, it really isn't. That's the only stretch of that trip that kind of gets you, man.
Yeah. Let's get started here because the barber wants some bells.
All right, here we go.
All right.
That was good.
I liked it. So this is what's at hand, okay? The Ramon Foster Show is a priority in my life. But seeing the first team offense operate at St. Vincent was also a priority. And I know I just saw your mouth go like this. That's Joe Burrow getting hurt. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, man. No, I was going to let you finish that first.
No. You first.
To my phone right now, Joe Burrow carted off the field. Oh, man. Carted. Lower body injury, too, at that. They have video of it.
Lower body.
They have video of it. If y'all are watching us and can also watch on your phone, too, the content is out there. I can't tell if he walked over on his own. No. He's hobbling over to the cart.
But carted. Okay.
Yeah.
Gabe Carter here says that it's his calf. You know what?
Now, I see that.
Calves take a long time to recover, but they're not like, you've had calf injuries, Moan. They linger like crazy, don't they?
They linger all into your Achilles area sometimes too. That's where it kind of bothers you. And if it goes, it'll get right behind the knee too. So it's one of those tricky ones where it's not super crazy, but it's also one of those ones you have to watch and you have to let it heal because you don't realize. And we spoke about this too, right, DK? When it comes down to getting into football movements, the word acclimation, the word like conditioned as far as the offseason goes, this is why right here. This is exactly why right here, man.
Especially the soft tissue stuff, right, Moan?
Can't not really over-prepare for soft tissue. You can't, DK.
Well, I've got a whole bunch to share from the first practice. And I want to start with this, and Moan, we can talk about this as well. Dan Moore is the starting left tackle as we're speaking. He's taking first-team reps. Broderick Jones is behind him. Omar Khan said this morning that Broderick Jones is going to have to win the job. Okay? Now, I need your help here.
Okay.
I can watch, I can observe, but I can't always know. Okay?
Yeah.
And when I'm watching Pat Meyer running the offensive lineman through those drills in that familiar end zone where you seem to have spent half your life.
Yes, I did.
Right by those trees.
Adult life anyway, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I'm watching, okay? And again, you tell me if this is absolutely nothing. Feel free to say whatever it is that you want.
Okay.
Every time the line got together for just a get off. That's all, okay? To go into a pad, okay? Nothing big. There was some physical, whatever, okay? Every single time Broderick Jones was antsy. He was leaning forward. He was having to pull back. And everyone else is moving completely still. You tell me if that's nothing.
That's nothing.
Good.
It's not. No.
I just wasted everybody's time.
It's nothing. It's nothing. He's just anxious, don't know what he don't know, and he probably feeling the pressure of being the first-round draft pick. I actually would appreciate the answerness, DK. Just being
Okay.
real with you. Yeah,
Okay,
no, I
good.
would fully appreciate
That's why you're the 11-year guard, and I'm just the guy who broke laws.
Yeah, no. As you were speeding back from training camp today. Nerves, as Donald just said there too, man. I would say this. I'd much rather have him running hot right now than to be too lethargic and really acting like I'm lost. Like that, he feels more comfortable than I guess one would suggest and going into his rookie practice, DK. That
Now,
to me is a good thing.
I'm going to throw one other observation about the two of them, because it's one thing we talked to Dan Moore and Broderick Jones off the field and whatever else here. When they are standing next to each other on the field, you can't begin to imagine that Moore will be the starter. Okay. And I know size isn't everything, but everything about Broderick Jones, his legs, his everything. Speaking of calves, his calves are redwoods. and you're like, how do you keep this guy from starting? How much does size matter?
It matters, but DK, the separator between what he has versus Dan Moore has is in between the years. Okay? Like, it's one thing for him to be good. Now, again, DK, we spoke about what has to happen in camp, and we were asked that question like 2 or 3 times yesterday. How does a guy earn a starting spot in camp? Well, it's what he does in plays, okay? For a rookie, is he physical? Does he finish plays? Those are the first 2 things that come to mind when we're speaking about offensive linemen. Is he physical? Does he finish plays? Being lost and not knowing what you're doing, that's a part of it, DK. Nobody can prepare you for NFL defense. Absolutely nobody, and especially a Pittsburgh defense, okay? Trust me, I went through that one. It took me, man, about 6 weeks into the season to really let it slow down, if I can be completely honest with you guys, man. But I look at it and say, how do you keep him, off the field? Or how do you get him into the starting lineup, DK? If you understand the playbook just a little bit. I know what Omar said, and I appreciate Omar saying that too. But this being Omar's first pick, he kind of want to see this thing go all the way through.
Yeah, William says DJ will talk about Calvin III.
And
Go ahead.
Well, I want to go before you go there too. I see our guy Kenneth said this too. Zach Banner was also huge. Just saying, 2 different type of huges is what we're talking about.
Yeah, that is not this.
No, exactly.
He is. If you want a parallel to someone, he's Chooks huge. Okay, Chooks has those big, thick, gigantic legs. That's what Broderick Jones is. Broderick Jones looks, every millimeter of him just screams all-pro left tackle.
And what's the difference between those two also? You getting this guy that looks like this as a rookie and a great body type too, DK, is what you're saying. This isn't just a dude that's big for the sake of being big. This young man, kid is what I would call him at this point, is a specimen. There's a difference between the two, right? Yes.
Absolutely. So a couple of observations. That was one. Okay. Another one is that on Kenny's first pass, you're going to love this. Okay. Actually, no. The first play from scrimmage at training camp.
Oh,
the crowd starts going, woo, yeah.
Finally.
Just watching these guys stretch and everything. And there was no Ramon there, unfortunately, during the stretch to make sure that Alex Highsmith was reminded that he got paid. Nobody did it.
Dang.
I paid attention for you. And Kenny drops back to pass, and there goes George down the right sideline. And the crowd's feeling, oh, yeah. And there goes George, and George has like a little bit of a step, but he doesn't need much. And Kenny puts it up, and he gets a decent amount of air under it. And Patrick Peterson comes in and says, sorry, kids. Right hand, like an NBA center, smacks the ball away. It wasn't just a PD, it was a PFD. Okay. Boom.
Oh,
good stuff.
Good competition is what you're saying there. Real good competition, man. That's what Patrick P is going to be able to bring to the game. He's actually longer than folks give him credit for as far as Patrick P. He's a long guy, man. Good. That also would press George Pickens moving forward, right? Like, NFL Open is cool until you get Pat P over the top of you.
That's it. Now, I don't want to make it sound like, Kenny struggled. Kenny, on the very first series, Kenny went 4 out of 5. He spread the ball around to 4 other receivers. Did a lot of good things, actually. On his second series, Kenny went, I guess what you would consider to be deep for this team, around 15, 17 yards down the left sideline to Deontay, who went up to get it. And speaking of injuries, Deontay came down kind of funny and gave everybody a little bit of a scare, but then he just sat out for a bit, and the athletic trainer was just talking to him, and he seemed to be just jogging it out. But overall, for the first day of offense, the number one word that I would have to share with you, Moan, is versatility.
Really?
And you had no idea what they were going to do.
Oh, wow.
Where they were going to go, run, pass, nothing. You had no idea.
So it's exactly what we thought, right?
Anyway.
As far as the characters in the show, right? The actors in the movie. You have a lot of A-list actors, right? Or guys that's trying to be A-list actors, from Najee, from George, Pat. That's all across the board is what you're saying, right, DK?
Yeah.
And it seems as if right now Matt Canada and his offseason have kind of built up a little something. I would love if you said that.
Yeah, I see everybody's asking me about Calvin Austin, but before I answer it, I want to know why. There's everybody's asking about Calvin Austin.
They're excited. DK.
Come back at me with why. I'm actually curious to hear this before I get to it. I will say this too. The one guy that went up and made a catch, the one I just described, who really looked like he should be the team's number one wide receiver, is you know who. Okay, because it's Deontay. That's
Deontay.
Yeah. He does things that the other guys can't do, but he just also,
Good, DK. This is a good question right here, too. We see much out of Allen Robinson today.
Allen Robinson had a football go right through his hands. That's going to sound like he messed up. He didn't. Ramon, what you just said about Broderick Jones, that was Kenny's second pass, and he threw one of those Ben-style bullets when you're just 10 yards away and you don't – you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He looks like he's deliberately trying to throw it through you, and it went up like this over number 11. And I wouldn't be worrying too much about Allen Robinson. He is who he is.
That's an adjustment type of throw and catch, right? And this is their first time essentially in this type of setting working together too. So working out all these kinks right here will be good. The fact that he is, I'll say this, whether the ball flailed on him or whether he intentionally put it up high, Allen Robinson's a guy that has some size on him. Use that catch radius, DK.
Yeah, Yancey Jenkins says 15 yards ain't deep. Oh, my God. Yancey, all things in context. Okay, it's deep for this team.
Well, you just told him they went deep with George. That's deep, right?
He shot deep. Yeah, the ball wasn't that great on that one. It had a little bit of an underthrow to it. But again, I'm not taking anything away from the old man getting down there and swatting, not defending, swatting.
But we spoke about this when it came
to
the
ball away.
P2 Patrick Peterson, right? Is this the fact that, look, we don't know. Well, we know today's athletes are a whole lot different from the early 2000s and honestly mid 2000s when it comes down to the way they take care of their body. I'm leaning on the fact that Joe Hayden came to Pittsburgh and gave us some really good years when it comes to a guy like Patrick Peterson. Is that okay to say, DK?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody wants to become a member of this fine program, go to dkps.net/join. Again, it's dkps.net/join. Also, make sure that your gift memberships are open, that you're accessible to that, because there are people who just buy gifts. I will say, all right, here. Is this what everybody wants? Okay. Calvin Austin III showed that he's healthy. Okay. You're not going to get something in these settings that's going to be every play goes for a touchdown. Moan, tell him there's no 65 yards. Every play goes for a touchdown.
No, it's him. And I also, DK, I'm going to box these two in. Kenneth McNair Jr. also asks this. Anything you see with Darnell Washington also. Those two, the biggest and smallest skill guys that we have. Darnell Washington, Calvin Austin III. I'll say this, until the point they carve out their own pathway, their own role in this offense, they will just be regular guys in the movie right now. It's the way that I kind of see this, DK. Like, they don't have a role.
Looking for individual names on day one is a reach, okay? Moan can tell you there's a handful of series that takes place at 11 on 11.
Yeah.
It's not all out. It's not 100 billion whatever miles an hour, okay? But hang on a second. I really like this one from Chris Fieldings. DK and Moan, your faces are different today. Football is back. Moan, I'm going to have to interrupt the entire program.
Go ahead, man. Let's hear it.
Because you know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
In the one end zone with the offensive lineman, there was a certain former offensive lineman lurking, as he always does, only watching the O lineman. And you know who I'm going to say.
Wolf.
He turned around. And he saw me, and he comes back, gives me the big hug. How you doing? How you doing? Man, I miss you. And I have to always say to him, I miss you both. Craig Wolfley, of course, for anybody who hasn't figured this out.
Craig,
and I always have to say that I miss you both because I miss him and I miss Tunch. We all miss Tunch dearly.
Yes, we do, man.
Okay?
I can't believe it still.
Especially in this setting, Moan.
I know.
Especially in this blessed setting. And you're there, and Wolf says to me, hey, do me a favor. When are you going to see Moan today? When are you going to see Moan? And I said, it's funny that you ask, Wolf. I'm going to see him at 4 p.m. today, as a matter of fact.
That makes
and he goes, do me a favor. Tell him he's really good at this and that he's just a really good kid. I heard him calling you kid. And I said, I can't wait to tell him that.
You know what? I wish we had all kind of graphics to put up on this friggin' broadcast, okay? Nothing makes me more happier in the football world than having some of my peers, you know, guys I looked up to, guys I respect, say stuff like that, DK. I got nothing, y'all. You tell him I will see him.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. And by the way, we can go ahead and announce that because it got announced on my social media and down here in Nashville. I will be in Pittsburgh for the Titans game that Wednesday before, DK. So we'll have to make that happen. We're green lighted now.
Which also means he'll be here.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm seeing you, okay, and us. I'll probably have most of Thursday free. So I'll be able to maybe come in and do a show there if I'm not on official business at that point in time.
He called you kid. Because that's how he sees you. You're still that undrafted guy in rookie camp.
Hey, I'll never forget the picture of him, Kendall, and myself took of all the 73s. I still have that somewhere on my social media account. And it was also DeCastro and Faneca with the 66s on. And what's crazy, we're at camp in that setting. Dave and I are working, okay? But you got Kendall Simmons, Craig Wolfley, and you also had Alan Faneca. 2 sets of 66 and 3 sets of 73s all in the same place. And Teresa was there, Varley. And I was like, Teresa, we got all 73s and 66s.
You got a camera, Teresa?
Yes. You don't catch that. That's 3 different eras of players, man. 5 different if we're really counting it. Oh, that's awesome, man. That gets me going.
Yancey says, who's Wolf's camp phenom? I asked Wolf, who do you like? Because I always do this. And I always know I'm going to get an offensive lineman. And he comes back with, they're still wearing shorts, DK. They're still wearing shorts. Charlie Batch comes by. Big hug, whatever. I was like, Charlie, who do you like? What do you mean? Like in life? No, Charlie, who do you like in the football field?
He's a goofball.
I know, right? And he goes, and I said, no, just the quarterbacks, Charlie. He goes, DK, they're still wearing shorts, man. So I wasn't going to get anywhere with these guys.
Oh, I love that, man. You tell Craig, that makes me smile more than anything, man. God, it gets me going, DK.
I love it. George Vukovic says, that's awesome. There are many men I'd cherish a compliment from more than Craig Wolfley. He's right. Moan DK is pretty all right, too. Don't be nice to me on this show.
There we go.
Enough of that stuff. I'm the crusty reporter in this equation here. So anyway, listen, guys, we're going to take a break here. We're going to come back. And your questions about anything at all that you want to see from camp and everything else here. And we've got we're going to be starting that segment with an entry from Grayson Brown right after this this message before the only segment that matters.
That's Hey Moan, DK.
At DK Pittsburgh Sports, we take pride in coverage that connects our city's fans to their favorite teams. Now, that connection's stronger than ever. Introducing our all-new state-of-the-art app. Find expert inside reporting and original podcasts. Check live box scores. Track the latest stats. Chat it up with our community of thousands of fans, all in one place. The new app from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Coverage that connects.
This is good here. DKPS.net/join is where to come to be a member. And we want to thank Grayson Brown for a $9.99 contribution to the cause here. That's much appreciated.
It is.
He says, thanks for everything you do, DK and Moan. Since the 2002 realignment into the AFC North, no team has won this division 3 years in a row. I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow.
I'm excited for this season. Thank you, gentlemen. Football is here.
Yes, it is, man. Thank you, Grayson.
I got to tell you, the crowd and everything else. Thank you. She just brought me iced tea.
Hey, dog jug.
Yeah, dog jug is right. Yeah. Next thing we're going to do is turn on the AC in here. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, it's not on where it needs to be. It's not. It's still Latrobe temperatures in here.
Oh, you really ran in and just went straight to the computer.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh,
I parked the car across the street. She went to park it so we don't get towed.
Oh, oh man.
So this is, you got to commit to the bit, Moan.
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm here for it, DK.
So we're gonna dig into Grayson's entry here. Oh, he says, "Thank you, gentlemen. Football is here." The crowd was so into this today, Moan. It was so nice. Yeah.
That first day, and I'll say this too, Saturday and Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, when they off? Monday, I think.
Sundays, I think, this year.
Sunday, they're off. Well, Saturday is going to be insane. All the blow up. If y'all got time and want to go, either probably Friday or Saturday is going to be the biggest days to go, man. It's especially on the first weekend.
Yeah, the grandstand was filled. It's a Thursday afternoon. It is a weekday. So you didn't have as much on the hillsides and so forth and everything. Omar Khan said at his press conference today, he showed up at 7:30 this morning to go to work. And he's there and he sees just lines of people waiting to get in.
Yeah.
And he said, in his words, he said, I can't tell you how much that moved me.
That's
seeing
awesome.
That these fans are unbelievable. They're with us everywhere and through everything.
I'll say this too, man. Omar's been very vocal publicly without actually dishing out, inside secrets and stuff. Saying up front that, Broderick Jones has to win the spot outright. Like, that to me, I think is just honestly just transparent as it can get when it comes down to a guy doing his job but not giving a whole lot. That's kind of how we feel about this. I saw this one too from Luke. That was good.
Luke says, "Hey Moan, I'm wondering how team practices deal with penalties. Are there practice referees who throw flags, or do the coaches just yell what they consider to be eyeballed mistakes?"
Real quick pro tip, unless there's something like egregious that goes on the field, coaches don't overcorrect, because you got to think we can get out of practice, go to dinner, and then we go to meetings, and we go to meetings the next morning too. So all of the penalties are going to be checked up. Now, if coach is putting us in a specific drill, red zone or 2-minute drill, and somebody jumps off sides, he's going to dock the yards in. And more times than not, there are referees at practice, specifically on goal line Sunday, when we have those days, DK, or towards the latter part of the camp when they want to put guys in some situations. NFL, I think, send refs to camps also to get some work in before they hit preseason games too.
The referees who show up are legitimate PIAA refs.
Yes,
I want to make that clear. They show up in full uniform, full spikes, and they take their jobs seriously, not just because the Steelers pay them, which they do. They also do interesting things in addition to calling penalties. They communicate with wide receivers. Those of you who don't, you can't see this on TV, okay, even in the games, but a wide receiver will turn to their side and check, hey, am I good? Am I good?
Line or back?
In a game. I'm talking about in an NFL game. And they'll tell them, and they'll do this, the PIAA refs, because they're pros. This is the advantage of having them there. We'll do that as well. Great question. Wow.
That is a great question, Luke, since you're from the uncle table and all, but that's neither here nor there. That is a great question. And also, the referees, if there's a penalty jumping off sides, that's the one that usually stops, or lining up off sides. They'll just drop the flag, not throw the flag on the field. Just like, hey, coach, got one offsides, whatever.
Got one. You can use it if you can use this information if you want later. They're not about to blow a whistle or stop the play or anything like that. That's when you start risking injury and stuff.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, 500 people are in here with us. Yeah. That is really, really cool. I see. You can tell now we're getting football time.
Go.
John wants to know if I have an opinion, or maybe you might, Moan, on the Latrobe Falbos versus Giolo's pizza debate.
I think, what is the name of the pizza? Giulio's, I think, is the one that everybody in Latrobe love. I think it has like a sweet crust. That's the only reason I know of it. But the best thing to do is a savory crust because it's somewhat sweet. Get pepperoni or something that has some salt to it to balance it out. I know the pizza company. I don't know Falbo's, though.
The place to go in Latrobe is the Get-Go Cafe and Market, where quality is at the core of every menu item, and they just expanded their place in Latrobe. It's really nice. I keep telling everybody, when you leave the complex, make a left on 30. Don't go toward Pittsburgh. Go to the further to the east. 3 expert chefs are up there on top of that hill. They really are. You can see them. It's like the Latrobe skyline. They fine-tune every detail so that every sub, burger, salad, wrap, drink, and app is crafted for what they uniquely call craveability. Order your favorite entry at the Get-Go Cafe and Market today. Better believe it. Out of these 500 people, not so many likes.
Yeah. I'm actually log on and like it too, DK, because not only am I a user, I am a subscriber too, okay? Get it? Everybody's all in.
Dan West comes in with a contribution of his own. We appreciate that. He says, hey, Moan, in the spirit of camp and hearing how much Mike Tomlin and the guys like to have fun, did guys ever do an out-of-position quick game or like a 4-on-4? If so, did anyone surprise people?
Not necessarily in something like that. I will say one of the best athletes I've seen that could have probably played NFL tight end was probably Pounce, but he was good at center. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he was a guy that did something unique. In anybody else playing another position, not really, because you got to think, Dan, like guys are usually in a position where that's all they've ever done. I couldn't see a big wide receiver like even Chase Claypool moving down to play tight end. You know what I'm saying? Just to give a random guy, like, nah, not really in those situations.
This show is going to double in size once the season starts, says Joshua Grimm, and then we get our Hey Mo and merch. Hey, we could probably take care of that right now with the number of people that we have in here, that we could come up with the number of members. I think we're around 400 and change short of our goal in order to start putting together some merchandise for everybody. Bob Schreiner says, I can't think of a time when we had so many new or potentially new starters going into camp. I love to see this enthusiasm and positivity. Bone, aren't most of those on the defensive side?
They are this time around. Linebackers, we're in the conversation right there. Whether Joey Porter Jr., which I've seen a lot of questions about when it comes to him, DK, was he a little handsy? I'm going to ask you that in a second. Him in the position, Pat Peterson being a new guy that's in the fold too. And also can a guy like Keanu Benton in the second year, Larry Ogunjobi. Like, I know Larry O was there last year, but Larry O's in a different role this year. Like, he's a Steeler. But what is that going to look like on his end, play after play, expectation going into the camp this time around? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to my question, though, DK, how did Joey Porter Jr. look today? Like, I know the hand grabbing has been something that has been spoken about. Did you see him with tennis balls in his hands?
Yeah.
He did?
Okay.
I figured.
But here's why. They all were.
They are. Okay.
Nobody wants, this. Nobody wants to be that guy who gets fried on day one. Nobody wants to be the first headline. Okay.
Yeah.
There was this, and this. I saw Pierre almost horse collar a guy, like around the head. Okay. And I'm like, oh yeah, James Pierre. Over by the sideline. Like, dude, no, man. Teammate.
Simmer down. That is fascinating too. There's a bunch of times in camp where guys can decapitate someone. The expectation is, and I've heard Coach T say that, it ain't about what I know you can do. It's about what you can refrain yourself doing in a controlled setting like this. Oh man, DK, that's fascinating.
Yeah, that they had an attitude, and it started with Pat P. Coming out there and swatting that ball away. And maybe he instilled that in them. He was like, listen, everybody's doubting you, doubting us. We're supposed to be the weakness or the uncertainty on this defense. Let's go out there and ball.
See, that ticks me off just a little bit as a player, because the defense can always be the aggressive one. The offense have to be the one that's governed down most of the time. Like, they can come out and set a tone like that, but what can we do? Pancake somebody to the ground? Like, go up and smack Cam against his head? Like, that's what's so messed up about the defense. More times than not, the defense usually starts faster than the offense, DK.
Yeah, I'm not sure what SD means here by this is the 2-year rebuild. I don't see that. There's nothing about this camp. There's nothing about this environment right now in Latrobe that feels like rebuild anything. You know?
Yeah.
Do you have a rebuild sense here? This is another year where you got to wait it out until you can contend.
Rebuild is such a finicky word, and it also makes like it sounds bad, DK. A rebuild, restructure, rebrand, it ain't a bad thing. I'll just say that. Well, there are some new moving parts when it comes down to this team. It's a matter of what's in place for this team to be successful moving forward. If there's a new rookie starting, fine. Okay.
597 subscribers?
Yeah.
What is that? Who are going to be the next 3?
You're making it up, DK.
We're at 597. In order to become one of the remaining 3, we need to get to 600. Go to dkps.net/join. Ken wants to know if there's anything to be seen with Darnell Washington. Moan, there isn't going to be. He's
not right now.
No. And please explain why.
Just because his main role is to build a foundation into what his role is going to be. He's not a pass catcher, Ken. Kenneth, he's not a guy that you're going to expect with the ones. His role is going to be blocking on the end of the line of scrimmage and doing a whole lot of stuff on special teams. That's going to end up being his role too.
Chris Fieldings wants to know, hey, Moan, do you still smell the cut grass?
DK, I started this for a reason. Never smelt the grass at practice. I just felt the heat, okay? That's all that ever matters.
Yeah, they got a little bit of a break today because there was some cloud cover.
Oh.
And there was this godly breeze that came through about 10 minutes into the session, like down like this over the hills. And it was almost like everybody just stopped what they were doing and just went like this. Just turned their entire bodies to face it.
And by the way, we got the name of the restaurant too. It's Joey-O's. I knew that. Joey-O's.
It's also Get Go Cafe and Market.
It is Get Go Cafe
I've never
and
been
Market.
anywhere.
I've never been to the establishment. I've only had it brought to me, or whenever they do like a meal night or something like that in the dorms.
The city dweller that I am, I get out there, I go onto the campus, and I am gone. I'm back in the city like that.
Yeah, rebuild though, DK. I don't know if we really do that one too much in Pittsburgh. Even
what's that? No, there's no rebuilding. There's no rebuilding going on here. Chris Dolnack says it's $9.99, guys. It's actually not. It's just 90. It's just 99 cents.
99 cents, Chris.
No, $9.99 is what we've just been getting contributions to that effect today. No. Here comes Tyler getting us a little bit closer to becoming a member. James Lawson wants to know how were the fresh eggs. You know what? We're taking it easy on the Bengals today.
Yeah, we are.
If you don't know the fresh versus fake egg story, you're going to have to stick around with our show a little bit longer here. Ryan Lytle says that the Burrow injury is apparently to the knee. We've heard knee, we've heard calf. We just don't know yet. Let's give them a chance to
diagnosis. MRI is what we need to be waiting on, man. And this is also one of the things that sucks.
Okay, now Ryan corrects it to a calf injury. Okay. So right. let's be cool with this when we're talking about somebody's health status here. Here's our culprits, so to speak. Stella is dropping gifts for the second consecutive day. The barber is dropping gifts for like the 5 millionth consecutive day. And I see that we've got an expression of sympathy here from Brian Brown. Joe Burrow and the Bengals can kiss it. You know what? It is the AFC North. Hell with them, right?
It is.
It hurts the game. It hurts the game.
I saw somebody, too, to let me know they're a real football/Yenza fan say this. No, I don't want him hurt. I want him healthy so that if we beat them, there will be no excuses.
Last I checked, the Steelers won as many games against Cincinnati as Cincinnati won against Pittsburgh last year.
100%, DK. 100%. I had one, too, for you, man. Speaking of quarterbacks, I thought it was very unique from Gabe, man. Gabe said, hey, DK, was there a noticeable drop-off from Kenny to Mitch to Mason? Oh, I know it's day one, but do we have a tabulation, DK, of how it looked?
You know what I hate about this question, Gabe, with all due respect? I hate that I have to answer it honestly. And by answering it honestly, I really hate that it's going to get inflated. But the actual answer is that Kenny was significantly better than the other two guys. Okay? Now, if that makes me guilty of adding to the hype or whatever else, I can also say that it's just practice, a handful of series. Guys were in shorts and everything else. This wasn't full blast football.
Yeah.
I liked Kenny's ball. Other than the over aggressive throw through Allen Robinson, hands. I didn't mention, somebody asked about Connor Hayward. He also connected with Connor Hayward on a rollout, on a designed rollout to the right.
That's what we talked about.
I really, really like that. But the best part of all of this, I'm going to say this again, and you guys, you bite my head off. Okay. I don't care. The best part was the appearance of the plays and the versatility. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like they actually have a concept of what it is that they want to do. And it's a lot of different things.
Yeah. That's fascinating right there, man. That's DK. Honestly, I don't think you're really adding to the fire when it comes down to the competition. I think Kenny, like myself and others, just honestly want to hear that you see progress from this year 2 guy. You do.
I absolutely do. In particular on those intermediate balls. And you know what I'm talking about. Those ones that would come in kind of like this. Okay, the wobbly rainbows. The throw he made to Deontay had to go up to get it, had to go way up to get it, and ended up, again, coming down a little uncomfortably hard. But Kenny put it where he believed Deontay could get it. That's also communication. That's trust. But it's more than anything, execution. It was a really good throw.
This is what everybody didn't want to hear.
Really. I know.
No way.
Go find another show. I don't hold open-minded. Moan, did we say we were going to be open-minded?
We said we were going to be open-minded and just honestly report the news exactly as it comes. You will get no gaslighting. You will get football based on what's on tape with no fluff to it. If Matt Canada calls a great game, practice, whatever, DK, call it what it is.
Right, which is all to Glenn Thomas's credit.
I was waiting. I was waiting on the Glenn Thomas drop, man. Hey, you know what? Coach T would always say, I don't care what good ideas come from. We in the business of winning. And if it comes from Glenn Thomas, guess what? So be it, DK.
We're all about Glenn Thomas.
Oh, my.
You know, Casey wants us to lighten up on Matt Canada. I don't think it's a matter of lightening up or heating up. It's just what's there. Okay. Yeah. I saw them running play. Oh my God, it's so refreshing to be able to actually describe to you what we see. But the only time we can do this is 16 days a year, and today was one of them. I was never allowed to do it from the south side. But I saw a running play where Kenny goes back, hands off, way to one side, and Najee comes back the other side. All of the interior blocks were sealed.
Yeah.
Okay. And the left guard, like this guy over here to my side.
Yeah.
I keep doing that the wrong way, don't I?
I know. It's this flip.
Yeah. Okay. The left guard, which in this case was Isaac Seumalo, closes off. Najee had the freaking Red Sea off to the left.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, it was a nice looking run play, in large part because of the design, but also because of the execution of the middle of the offensive line.
You dropped another name too, Isaac Seumalo.
Yep.
The fact that you told me he's moving out and sealing off the edge right there, DK, that sounds like that's a good day. That's a good offensive call play too.
That's what I'm saying is I don't want to see, one other thing that was actually kind of interesting, Moan.
Yeah.
And again, you can share your wisdom on this, but Matt Canada spent some time in the end zone with the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those, he wasn't usurping anybody's power or anything. Coach Meyer was standing about a good 10 feet behind him and a little bit off to the right, just letting the OC have some words. Now, what does the OC say to the offensive line? I wasn't close enough to hear, but what could he say to you guys?
He was in the mix with the offensive line?
Just him and the O-line.
Okay, this is what he probably told them. Y'all know there's going to be questions surrounding you guys. The offense, what can we do? We're going to follow you guys' lead. Is it a lot of pressure? Yes. Heck yes, it's a lot of pressure. But we can't allow this defense to beat us down throughout training camp to where we can't grow up. You guys are the biggest out here. You're the biggest group. You got the most numbers of any position on the team. Act that way. And considering how young and in the mix this group is, from Chuks right side to Mason in the middle to a new offensive left side potentially, I think it's appropriate that he probably went and talked to those guys without Coach Meyer right there. That right there to me, wow.
Yeah, that's why I was not close enough. You know where they keep us, right? We're off the sideline. Okay, well, he's down in the end zone, and my microphone's not that strong, and he doesn't speak very loud, but they had his attention, and the two positional coaches, the two offensive line coaches went like this, backed off,
backed up,
like flanking him, and it's like this. It's the OC's turn.
I'm good to hear that too, though, DK, because the fact that they backed off and let him do his thing with the OL was also a sign of like, well, that's our boss, essentially. Respect what he has to say. Whatever he told you guys is what we have to deliver on. Wow. Same page.
Don't say you didn't learn anything here today. Jax Fleck comes in and says, does every player get a roommate, Moan, or does some get their own?
Some get their own. More veterans, 5 years and up, you get your own room. Or depending on what you did in your early career. I got my own room after year 3. Pounce got his after year 2. So it all depends on where you are in coach's responsibility database and how good of a player you are and if you're a starter, essentially.
If you're with us today, and there's a lot of you, we got 584 in here live, and you're not a member and you're feeling lonely and sad and left out. This is going to be like a late night commercial. You wait. What is it? If you're experiencing moderate to severe sadness, says the boss, then come and be one of us.
Be one of us.
DKPS.net/join.
Hit that membership, DK.
So you didn't smell the grass. I have to go back to Chris Fielding's question.
Nah, I did not. I just felt the heat. And try to plan out my day, how I was going to survive Camp DK. That's what I did. I had another one start, so I think it's fitting we can hit this one pretty good. All right. It's from Matt Hanford. He said, hey, Moan, I'm coming over from the UK. Gosh. For a game in November for my 50th. Happy early birthday. Do I go for the Titans on Thursday night or Packers on Sunday? Ooh, DK. Which one are better games, Thursdays or Sunday? Because both are going to be jam-packed, right?
Yeah, Thursday night is an event unto itself.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those where you see, I think, a different crowd.
Yes.
That's at Acrisure Stadium, because the people who generally come prefer to come on weekends because they fly in. Okay, I've said this before. 40% of the Steelers season ticket base lives nowhere near here.
Right.
40% of the people in those yellow seats don't live anywhere near Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
However, on a Thursday night, you're probably going to see a lot more Pittsburghers in there. So you might see, no offense, everybody, but a little bit more, wow, I can't believe I'm here type of energy to it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And that's what I was going to say. The Thursday night crowds take a little bit longer to ooze into the stadium, I feel like, more times. Whereas Sunday, they're out there at 7 o'clock already tailgating. You want the real experience? I would probably tell you to come in on a Friday, spend Saturday carouseling around Pittsburgh, and Sunday morning make yourself over to the waterfront.
That's what a lot of people do for Sunday games is they come, they stay. Most of the hotels are right here in the Golden Triangle in downtown. They'll get around town. They'll go to their favorite restaurants or whatever else, enjoy the Saturday here, and then be up bright and early to go tailgating with all of the people who are mentioning the tailgate experience, including our own Sticky B. Yeah. That's something that you don't want to miss. The lot's open at sunrise.
Bet you we can smell and find Sticky B.
For crying out loud. Yeah, James Lawson wants him out there on a Sunday as well. Jason Esch even has a pig already twirling in Lot B.
Yeah, it's serious, man. Golly, it's serious, DK.
Yeah, Vegas wants to know if you're coming to the Vegas game. Not sure who they're asking here. If it's Moan, I don't believe so.
Nah, I think you'll be at the Vegas game.
If it's me, I'm at every game. I'm at every game everywhere.
Every game, DK.
And then Casey says to take the Gateway Clipper to the stadium. Clipper does not come from the Clipper does not stop downtown. The Clipper comes from Station Square, which is actually kind of boring these days. Stay downtown.
Is it really?
There's nothing there.
That place used to be legit.
Used to be, yeah. There's a couple of restaurants. I don't want to be that guy.
All right, okay.
You know, there's honest businesses and honest restaurants there, but it's just not.
It'll get back.
It's not what it used to be. Yeah, if you want to, just come down here. Actually, come down here and see us. You know,
that's what you should.
Luke says,
doing.
"Hey, Moan, did you believe in aliens? George Pickens is out of this world."
Yeah, absolutely. I know that's been a huge topic in mainstream media right now, the aliens thing. Yeah, I have. You'd be a fool to think we're probably here solo. It is what it is. But hey, and I've seen George Pickens do crazy stuff too. So there's always that. And Martavius, he was an alien too. So
yeah, I'm not comfortable comparing anybody to Martavis Bryant.
That's crazy you say that.
Yeah, I put him in some other goofy category.
That's crazy you say that. Like that, golly, that shows the potential that dude had.
Oh, My goodness. Brian Jonker says, hey, Moan, who was the tallest and heaviest offensive line starter that you ever played with?
Max Starks.
Yeah, Max is just, he's still that.
Yeah, just a mammoth of a man. But hear me out. I mean, could have did anything he possibly wanted to at left tackle, though. Like, Max was a golly. How do you be that big and move the way he did at left tackle? I'm talking about long arms, big body, big calves, like just an uber athlete. But Max is hands down just phenomenal. Heaviest, tallest, Alejandro, easy, 6'10".
We're going to get, before signing off for the day, a subscriber count update. Do we have that? If you haven't become one yet, you can run up the count even before she reports it at dkps.net/join. She says they don't pop into the YouTube mechanism all that quickly. So the last update that we have is 597. My educated guess is that we would have popped through that, right, Moan?
Yeah, we popped through that because I saw the new subscribers come in, plus the handouts too, or the free subscriptions also, DK.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, wow. Actual football today, huh?
Actual football, DK.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
Somebody saying 607. Hanover Fist saying 607.
Oh, 607 says Hanover Fist. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe how about we could get there by the end of training camp at this pace.
It's possible. It's possible.
No, not practices. Training camp, Latrobe.
So what you're saying is for our group right now to tell a friend to come on in?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all tell a friend. We'll be here.
Weed's legal now. Bring Martavis back.
That's true. It's not a laughing matter, but it's true, though. You know how I feel
Smith
about that.
thanks us for the content to get through the offseason. I like that Dylan acknowledges the fact that some of the offseason shows were a little rough.
Yeah.
I think that's what he
made
said.
It happen, DK. We made it happen. Just tell a friend like your favorite barber. Your favorite barber might actually give you a haircut too, man.
Lots and lots and lots of fun. Can't wait to share more about what's happening in Latrobe in tomorrow's show and everything else. And I want to thank everybody for, just for all this. This is cool. We're getting real now.
Getting real stuff, DK. Whoo.
We have 607 in the room too.
In the room.
What if we just hung around here and just kind of looked at each other for a while?
610 now, from what my YouTube is saying. That's what some people do, though. They just let the camera roll and continue to get more and more streams, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
all
we're
right,
just
guys.
out here.
Yeah, we're not in the process of killing the clock.
Nah.
Let's hook up again tomorrow, everybody. This was terrific. What a great time out there. I can't say it enough. And having you out here and getting that news confirmed from you today, Moan, is just icing on the cake that you're going to be here for the Titans game.
Yeah.
A chance to have you in here. People come in and say hello and do, hey, Moan, like right to your face.
Will we record it?
Huh?
Yeah. If they do it to my face, we'll record it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put it out
You
there.
just be here and you somebody right next to you. She's flexible. We can set this up.
We can make it happen. She might be an athlete. I don't know if she's that flexible, man. She's an athlete.
She's an athlete. She played team handball, the easiest sport in the world.
She gonna smack you, DK.
She can't reach over
she gonna smack you, dog. Oh, she gonna beat you up whenever y'all get off air.
The ball is the size of a grapefruit.
I told you. She's gonna beat you, DK. I knew it.
You have to throw it into a net that's the size of Rhode Island.
Yeah. See? Uppercut him real quick, Dolly. I knew it.
That's enough out of you. We'll be cutting his microphone now.
Bye-bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Ramon. I can sue for workman's comp or something here. Twisting my neck here.
Where is the HR department? That's the real question.
She is the HR department. That's the problem. I have no one to complain to for this kind of abuse.
Never mind. Oh, well, tomorrow I'll be out of town, but I should be able to do it. I'll be in Arizona, so we're gonna have to figure out the time zone.
Well, we'll check. Let's not promise anything in advance. We'll see how the internet goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's huge too.
Yeah, that's one thing we promised people a long time ago is that we weren't going to. That's the reason I'm driving back from Latrobe to do it, because we have really good audio and video and everything down here. And Adventures in the Dark just became a member. That's a pretty cool name.
It is. I like that name, man.
Look at you getting active on the comments.
With the SmackDown. You doggone right. Anytime Dolly beats you up, I'm here for it, DK.
We've got a gifted membership from Germany. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody worldwide. And man, I wish I could just teleport all of you.
Yeah, we will.
Out there, out to Latrobe. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And also, you don't brag enough when you do this. You don't do this enough when we do this broadcast. Also, be sure to check out the DK Pittsburgh Sports app, too. A lot of visuals and writings on there, too. Y'all should definitely
appreciate that.
What we don't do here, DK covers on the app, okay? So you don't do it enough.
We're pretty proud of this new thing we have called the Steelers feed, where we're updating you second by second, including with highlights and everything else here. So check out our app. If you go to it's Apple or Google Play, either one, just do a search on DK Pittsburgh Sports and you'll find it. Ramon's on there too.
I am.
All right, guys. Tomorrow, maybe. Bye.